I said I was going to come back tomorrow morning. I decided to come back now. So here I am. This is week 3. You remember and you watched the last episode. It's like we had Jordan that was hurt. He is back. He seems to be in good health. We actually check him out. We look at the roster here. I think one of the things they do is they show, when you look at his player's card, how he's actually feeling. I think there's something on there. No, it just has this stuff for legacy. 56 morale. With all the stuff he has, you would think he'd be better than that. Anyway. Somehow Howard's overall is the same as Sproles. But I do want to change the depth chart, because I don't like... I like Sproles, I just don't like him in the... I think Sanders should be up there. I don't even know why the Sanders is rated so low. I think he's a much better player than what they have him. So, yeah, the 2 contracts, they started doing the contracts this week. Jason Peters, I'm going to let him go. I'm not re-signing him. He's done. He's 37 years old. I have no interest in continuing with him. And Zach Brown, he's only making $2.5 million this year. You want me to go from $2.5 million to pretty much paying him $12 million a year? It's just insane. I don't have the money for that, so I'm not doing it. So. Play Detroit and see if we can keep on going undefeated here. If I remember right, we lost to Atlanta and to Detroit in real life. No, we lost to Detroit. That was a heartbreaker because we had chances to win that game. But we've had so many injuries in this early part of the season.
Taking over Chicago. It's the coach. This is the 2019 season on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Jordan Howard, fresh off 100 yards a week ago, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Opened back in 2003, have a look at the Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they enter play here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
In the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Lions. Number 9, Matthew Stafford under center. And working with a new offensive coordinator this year who has said we are a running team. Not something you hear much nowadays, so it remains to be seen what that will mean for Stafford's numbers in 2019.
Okay, they generally don't, like, they want us, they're saying that to let me know. It's like, hey, watch the run.
A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick.
Whoa.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Dude has
But
moves.
when you're able to break a run against a cover 2 or a 2-deep zone, safeties are back a little ways. What you're counting on is the guys taking care of business up front and then maybe climbing to the second level, that offensive lineman or tight end getting up to the second level and able to block the safety in order to create a big run.
And making those linemen work with a couple blocks. They look good doing it there. Stafford on first down. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And we look now at the Lions offense.
Running back Kerryon Johnson was drafted out of Auburn in the second round in 2018 to become the Detroit Lions' lead running back, something they haven't had in a long time. In fact, in 2018, he ran for over 100 yards in a game in September, the first Lions back over 100 yards since Reggie Bush on Thanksgiving Day in 2013. They're hoping that continues, and he'll be the 3-down runner that they've been seeking.
Nothing too fancy there, a simple toss left, but for whatever reason, the defense, they didn't seem ready for it.
Let me continue on with your thought right there, because
I was doing an inside
after the play
blitz.
was over, I kept my eyes on the defenders. Watch them get off the ground, going back to the huddle, shaking their heads and kind of pointing to each other like, what just happened there? I think you were onto something.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Anderson Dejo. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 13. Now a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Bears. This is Jordan Howard. The numbers there for Howard a week ago. 14 carries, 131 yards, and also the score.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
This is Howard on 2nd down. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's Wentz to throw. And he connects with Ertz. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Okay, what can't Deshaun Jackson do? All right, we know about the catches. We just saw another one there. Also gets involved in the return game. And he can break big plays like that, and we've seen him do it throughout his NFL career.
We have.
Welcome to the channel.
Anything in particular?
Yeah, I'm still remembering a certain Giants punter not following orders, and Deshaun Jackson made that big-time return all the way back for a game winner in that one. I still remember seeing the looks of disbelief on the Giants sideline.
Wentz on target there to Jeffrey. And he takes this one down almost all the way.
Black screen. Really?
Big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field.
You're seriously seeing a black screen?
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because
that's very weird.
Right? So now you've
got to hearing audio?
A little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Yes.
Huh. That's very unusual. I'm looking at my screen, and I'm seeing the game.
From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
Hopefully it will correct itself. I don't even know. Now I just got a flag because I delayed a game. I should have paused.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They run with Howard. And an alley to run. And he'll be brought out somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that.
I'm going to pause real quick and check some of my settings here real quick. I'll be right back. I just went to my screen and to my to another computer and everything, so it's running and it's streaming fine. So only thing I can think is it's something on your end.
That flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't
understand
want to
that.
throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now
crap.
It's brought in by Jeffrey. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Duck.
His second touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. And on this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs with different routes and be precise in your cuts.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown.
Check my setting real quick here. Make sure my settings are okay. Yeah. Yeah, everything seemed fine.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well,
I cannot stop the run today.
Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. A look now at the defensive starters for Philadelphia. Now, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position. Because anyone can go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons. That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Just dominating.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. And you know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
Yeah, I never agree with receiving the ball inside the 10.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable?
Just makes sense to run the ball and control the clock.
Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
On first down, they run with Howard. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Yeah, it looks like we're probably going to be passing it to Howard on the flat here.
Now Wentz on the bootleg. Nowhere to go here. He
Get up,
lost the
get up.
football.
See, I was passing the ball.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Okay, they're going to be coming at me. So I want to go into max protect.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Flush to his right. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has zero answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
Meanwhile, down in Dallas, an update from there. And it's the Cowboys that have moved down to an early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Howard. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. And that's complete to Jeffrey.
Oh, no, not Jeffrey. Okay.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Watch the safety creep.
Running with Howard. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
That's
it's a
wrong.
pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot. And on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
I'm not going for a field goal.
It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. Now Wentz will keep it, and he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
Here we go. Waiting. Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the boot.
On 1st down, Howard. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 4 yards
Go into next quarter here.
And it sets up a 3rd down.
I'm all fine with good. The viewers watching, are you getting a black screen or are you able to see things? Previous viewers said it was a black screen. And I was watching on mine and it was fine. So if you could let me know, I appreciate it.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Now 2nd quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here.
I don't know if I run a curl.
Here we go. Waiting. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Record.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
It's got to the point when we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
No move to get the offense off the field here. They've converted once on this drive. On fourth, they'll go again and try it once more. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Only needed a few inches to pick it up and get behind your center and burrow forward like he did.
And remember what the GMs have told us? We build an offensive line starting with our center, the guy who can make all the line calls and also move those big defensive tackles in order to pick up first downs.
40, 180, 65, 65, 65.
Now this time, Wentz will throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time, but it's going to be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, you need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to the air on second down. Wentz.
There we go.
Man open, it's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And he's such a talented tight end, just creates nightmarish-type matchups on the other side.
He's so good that when we say tight end, we're almost damning him with faint praise, aren't we? Because he can do it all. He's as good as any receiver in the NFL.
Well, that's the deal. He's a wide receiver, just in a bigger body.
Bigger body, a matchup nightmare, and who's going to cover him? When I sit in the film session, I just look at the coach and say, really? Really? You're going to yell at me? You go cover him.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be a third and about 13.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A gain of 22. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Wow, that's a horrible punt.
So here are the Eagles to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Wentz. He'll hit Jackson, complete. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there for Philly. 46 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
The slants are working every time.
The handoff. This is Howard.
Oh, God, he's gone.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jordan Howard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 21-0. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now working their way back onto the field, the Eagles defense. And we're going to get a peek at some of the hits that have helped them get this first-half lead.
And you know how the best hits happen? By being really good on that side of the ball in terms of fundamentals, being in the right spot, diagnosing plays well, and being there at the point of attack. They are really making it happen.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. Thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A carry now for McKissick. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he'll find Hall. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
Okay, we're going to blitz heavy here.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he's taken down inside the 30. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. Jones has it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll run with McKissick. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, here's Stafford. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz. It's caught by Aguilar. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Wow. Okay. I thought I was going to get that pass off, but I didn't.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Into coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
I was not expecting to throw an interception. I did put it in this.
After the interception, here's Stafford. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. First down Lions on a pick.
I should know that there's 2 guys there, right?
Stafford now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A sack by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw, Stafford. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
I had him.
We always talk about having to read defenses. and how complicated that is? Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Goal is to only let him get a field goal here.
First and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Again, it's Stafford. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. To throw to Stafford. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, as the first half is winding down, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point good by Prater, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. So that drive goes 8 plays, and the end result, a Detroit touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep, and not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just... And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Just kill the clock. It's over.
In there to bury him for a loss of 11. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year.
Not getting the rushing
We'll
yards
start
I got
over
last
in
week.
Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And it's the Cowboys who are out in front. Amari Cooper, a touchdown reception. From there, we'll head to Buffalo to check on the Bills at home in New Era Field. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Cincinnati Bengals.
It's funny how those two
A.J.
teams
Green,
are opposite in real life.
A touchdown reception. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. Sam Darnold has a couple of touchdown passes. In our game, it's been Carson Wentz with a strong first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
What's up with the weird
Okay,
camera angle?
Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night, they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams, an 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Rush in. Shoot.
To throw, it's Wentz. Completes it to Aguilar. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They go play action here on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. A give to Howard.
Okay.
Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. On play action, it's Wentz. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 23.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Grade 15, grade 15.
They'll run on first down. It's Howard. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Get him, boys. Here we go.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
They go with Howard again. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now Wentz. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the first down.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
On 1st and goal, Howard. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Howard all alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw it. Wentz flushed out right. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. Carson Wentz. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Elliott good on the extra point.
The best part about that score was driving all the way down the field.
That one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 16 yards, a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Stafford throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
He's crashing.
Yeah, they're gonna be blitzing here.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Now this is caught by Jackson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
You gotta look for it. You gotta look for those blitzes.
Mind the sentence. When in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Watch the clock.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Wow.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Wentz to throw. That's caught by Jackson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, Big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Solid.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Watch twist. Kill.
Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. That's caught by Howard, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And that will end the quarter.
He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
We'll try to get Whiteside a touchdown here
for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Go. Here we go.
You circle, right? Or that's square? A circle.
And this is incomplete.
That wasn't close.
J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
To throw again on second down. Wentz knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Throwing now is Wentz. Screen pass to Sproles. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down.
Oh, we're not
throwing it downfield, Charles. They just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it. To throw is Howard. Throwing on 4th down. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
If you're thinking of a comeback here, you go to 2016. That's when Stafford had an NFL record 8 fourth-quarter comebacks. But last year, despite playing all 16 games, he had 0. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really start to matter. They got to make some moves.
The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Deshaun Jackson getting set to go again on offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Just killing the clock. Sorry, this is just kind of the boring part of football sometimes. If you have a blowout, you just kill the
7
clock.
yards on the pickup there. And
Don't do anything too risky or too stupid.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Come on, now, come on,
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow him down.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Wentz going to throw.
Oh, he's picked again.
Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar,
I'm trying too hard to get one guy to ball.
About their strategy, because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my...
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Now,
no, I just thought it was rude that he intercepted me twice.
To kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the
Four
back
times,
of the end
actually,
zone
because
for a
they...
touchback.
Back
out is Matthew Stafford and the Lions offense.
I'm not sure it was the running back that
and that
threw
interception
it, or...
that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Stafford now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Open man, he's got him to tight end Hockenson. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
I wasn't even paying attention to the fumble.
So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
It means absolutely nothing.
Catch there brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Throwing again is Stafford. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete.
I missed him.
Get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. J.D. McKissick. His first touchdown.
I take it they're going to do an onside kick after this.
The Lions are able to cut into this lead.
I mean, it's
Getting
2
your back
touchdowns.
involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Howard. He was brought down by Devon Kennard.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Throwing is Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Not punting. I don't want to punt.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. It's caught by Aguilar. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, it was
Well,
close.
they were 2 for 3 on 4th down tries. Now they're unsuccessful. That brings them down to 50%.
But that's a percentage you have to feel pretty good about. You know, 2 for 4, 2 for 3 before that, but finally get stopped again. That's okay. That's the type of team that'll keep pressing. In this situation, they'll continue to go for it.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stafford, and he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Throwing is Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. Stafford. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Stafford barking out signals and trying to get his guys set quickly. Another try after the first down sack. Stafford, and he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. On first down, Stafford here. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Stafford now to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Amendola, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 19. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Let's go, interception, baby, let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's
cool.
defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days,
That's great
pitching shutouts
angle.
was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of. But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking
The
away
stats were a little
possessions,
bit
getting the ball
normal
back for their
today and
offense.
compared to
They had
last time.
3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Philadelphia, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they suffered defeat for the first
Aguilar
time
threw
as
the
they
pass.
dropped to 2-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Hey, Deshaun Jackson had a huge game. So anyway, so we're looking pretty good here. Won 3 games in a row, 4 sacks, and now we're gonna Prove Jenigan, Jargon. Not sure exactly how to pronunciate his name sometimes. Derek Barnett. I like him as power rusher, but I like to have him stop the run a little bit better too. I'm always a big fan of stopping the run. Josh Sweat, he had a nice game. Again, I picked the wrong one, but whatever. Updated the power rusher. And Rudy Ford. Prove his zone coverage. So that's what we look. Until next time, this is David B69. David B1969 on Twitch. See, subscribe or follow. And basically the notification. Basically let you know and everything when I come on. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.